Hey, good morning, crew. Um, I'm gonna give a few apologies first, I guess. I'm still kind of in my jammies, and I have this immune system reset that I needed to be aware of. I don't know. As I talk about, when the bathtub gets too full and we add a few more stressors to it, we start to express health. It hasn't felt like I've been expressing health, but um, my nose is plugged and I sound like a man, so I do apologize. Anyway, I don't know if anyone here in West Fargo, if you've been driving, you are kind of ticked with all of the orange stuff everywhere. So gosh, I've been thinking about this for a few days, but um, as we go down Cheyenne Street from my house, at least between my office and my house, but anybody who's on Cheyenne or Interstate or even Veterans or 13th Avenue in West Fargo is consistently looking at slower times and detours and maybe creative ways to get around the situation. And I initially started thinking I was bringing Gavin home from practice on Wednesday night, and it was 9 o'clock. And so if you've been on Cheyenne, these lanes are super, super tiny. Okay, now I have a different vehicle. I used to have a Yukon. I don't know. I think I would have hit stuff. But I was thinking, if this dude comes into me and forgets where he's supposed to go, I will likely die, because if I go to the right, there's a big hole, and if I go to the left, he will smash me. So I started thinking about how we in life, there are so many things in this construction world that remind me about life and about barriers and obstructions and choices and creative ways to get around the same problem. And so, where in your life do you feel, if you drive on Cheyenne Street, you will definitely feel like you are in a box? There's no wiggle room between your vehicle and the cones. So, where in your life do you feel like that? Where do you feel like everything is like sucking in on you, and that is just perceived, right? You have a choice. Many times it's just a lack of awareness to know that you have a choice to make. So when you're in your life and you feel like you're in your box and things are sucking in on you, and you don't think you have an option to get out, you don't see a right or left turn, you only just see like the T on the road, right? And you need to go straight through it. That's wrong. You need to step back a little bit. You need to see that there is space and that you can create space in your life and in your choices to do what you want, to get what you want, and to live the way you want. And so in our linear mind, we many times fight between this the logical part and the feeling part. And those things, they don't go together. So when you're thinking, you can't be feeling. And and so many times we think there's a solution, right? We think, all right, I have this problem or I have this challenge, and I know there are opportunities, or maybe you don't know there are opportunities. You truly think you're stuck in this box in between four layers of cones that you cannot get out of. Stepping back a little bit and taking your head out of it and start to lean into what you feel, knowing there is always another choice, there's always another option, and there's always an opportunity right around the corner. And so it may not be that road is going to take you straight and narrow, right? You can't turn right or left. You can only go forward. That's not how life works. It's not. You have to be creative and figure out, what other path can I take? Or you know what? Maybe my mind thought this is the solution. I need to go here, or my mom or dad said I need to go do this, or my coach or my sister or somebody said I need to go this direction. I need to turn left. I need to stay here. I need to go here because of this. Step back and figure out what you want, and know there's always another way that'll bring greater success. And sometimes you just need to bulldoze through the freaking cones, right? So there's no rule against that. Well, on Cheyenne Street there is. You would die. You would go into that hole. But sometimes we have these perceived, well, many times. Yeah, many times, most of the time. We have these perceived rules that we come with. And so we get them from our beliefs and growing up, right? And that there's no good or bad from that. They got that from their parents, just like they gave that to us, and we do the same with our kids. Our belief systems, our values are naturally passed on with what we say, do, and think with the people around us. So when we get to age 15, 20, 25, 40, I mean, many times 40, 50-year-olds that I see in the office, my gosh, like look at my hair. It is bedhead. Many, even up to 40, 50-year-olds in the office have never actually thought about their belief systems, rules, or values. So what somebody says goes. I once heard a joke. I am going to botch the joke, but I think it'll give you a perspective on what I'm talking about. So young newlyweds were making Thanksgiving dinner, and they got a ham. Okay, so they're going to make ham, corn, mashed potatoes, and stuffing. You know, that is the best part of Thanksgiving. And so the woman cuts off the butt of the ham. And the husband's like, hey, why did you do that? That's weird. I've never seen that before. And she's like, I don't know. That's just what my mom did. So she asked her mom, hey, mom, like, why, I'm making this Thanksgiving meal and I cut off the butt of the ham. That's just what you always did. So I don't know. What does that mean? Why do you do that? She's like, I don't know. That's what my mom always did. So she asked her grandma, about the ham at Thanksgiving, why do you always cut off the butt of the ham? She's like, because the ham is always too big for my pan. So beliefs, values, and rules get passed down. And if you don't look at your life, look how you feel in it. Does this rule fit my life? Do I want to adopt this belief system? You're going to live exactly how they did, right? You're going to have these cones set up because that's what they did. That's what they thought was appropriate. And you're going to have all these imaginary rules that are maybe not the best for you. So maybe you start to think about construction in Fargo, West Fargo. If you're here, well, if you're anywhere, it's summer. So look at it a little bit different. Look at when you're driving through it, yeah, it's going to slow you down. But what can that teach you about patience? And your plan isn't always the plan. And running behind isn't the city's fault, right? It's yours. And how not to stress the stuff that doesn't really matter. And how do we start to think that our busyness isn't really busy, but it's meaningful things. And if it's not meaningful, you should shift it. And look at those cones to see, what does that represent? What are the obstacles? What are the things that are keeping me in this little box? And how can I be creative on getting around this construction, this in my life that that I know will serve me in a much better way. So, wow, there are a lot of nuggets in this one. All about life. When you see the orange when you're driving, think of me and my bedhead. Bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you all.